There's a version of you, stronger, sharper, unbreakable, but you'll never meet him if you keep running from pain. You think life's hard now? Good. That pressure you feel, that's the weight that forges men. Most people crack, but if you refuse to fold, you'll become something this world can't ignore. You've been lied to. Strength doesn't come from comfort, it's born in chaos. And if you walk away from this video now, you might never realize just how dangerous you could become. They laughed when I failed. They mocked me when I lost, but they forgot one thing. I don't break, I reload. And when I come back with fire in my eyes and blood in my teeth. Let me tell you something they'll never have the balls to admit. Life isn't supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to feel good all the time. It's not designed to hand you anything just because you exist. That's not how this works. From the moment you're born, you're in a fight, whether you accept it or not. You're either sharpening your mind or softening it. And let me tell you right now, this world is not waiting for you to figure it out. It's testing you every second. Every obstacle, every betrayal, every time someone lets you down or underestimates you, that's life asking you a simple question. How mentally strong are you really? And most people fold. They look for distractions, excuses, someone to blame. They want comfort more than they want greatness. But greatness doesn't come to the comfortable. It comes to the resilient. You think adversity is unfair? You think failure means you're broken? Listen carefully. Adversity is the only real qualification you need. It's the fire that forges everything. The strongest steel is made in the hottest flames. The best minds are born in the darkest hours. If you've been through pain, if you've struggled, if you've cried in silence, wondering why nothing is working, good. That means you're in the process. That means you're being shaped. The world isn't attacking you, it's sharpening you. There's a reason warriors train in storms, not sunshine, because only through hardship can you ever truly learn who you are. Only in chaos do you discover your focus. And only when you're broken do you get the chance to rebuild yourself. Stronger, harder, better. But here's the truth that separates men from boys. Most people never make it past the pain. They think pain means stop. They think rejection means give up. They let criticism destroy them because they were never trained to be mentally bulletproof. But when you're truly resilient, when your mind is carved from stone, you don't just survive pressure, you perform under it. Mental resilience isn't about pretending you're invincible. It's about knowing you're not and still showing up every single day with the intention to dominate, even when you're scared, even when it hurts, even when nobody claps for you or believes in you. Especially then. There were days I was broke, alone, humiliated, laughed at, days where I had nothing to hold on to except the belief that I wasn't going to stay there. And that's what separates the winners. Not money, not luck, not background, belief. Ruthless, unshakable belief in yourself when everything around you is screaming otherwise. That's where resilience is born. Not when you're winning, not when it's easy, but when you've got nothing left and you still say, I'm not done. That sentence alone can build empires. So let them doubt you, let them talk, let the world throw every bit of hell it's got in your direction, because real strength, true mental toughness is found in the quiet moments where you refuse to quit. It's found in how you carry yourself when nobody's watching. It's found when you get knocked down and choose not just to rise, but to rise with fire in your chest and revenge in your breath. The comeback is always louder than the criticism. And when you've built your resilience through adversity, nothing, not failure, not pain, not betrayal, can ever break you again. Because once you've walked through hell and refused to bow, you become the kind of man the world cannot ignore. Mental resilience is not just some motivational phrase. It's a survival skill. The moment you accept that life isn't supposed to be fair and it's definitely not supposed to be easy, you begin to unlock a power most people never tap into. You start using the pain as fuel. You start using the rejection as direction. You start realizing that every single struggle you faced wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to prepare you for what? For everything, for power, for strength, for impact, for becoming the version of you that can't be stopped. Not because you're lucky, but because you suffered and you kept moving. They'll never understand how dangerous a man becomes when he's been through adversity and didn't crumble, when he stood alone and didn't beg for help, when he heard you're not enough and you motivation unstoppable. Looks like not some Instagram quote, not a fleeting burst of hype, but a mindset built from scars and silence and nights spent building a future nobody can see but you. So if you're going through hell right now, good. Stay there. Don't run. Walk through it like you were built for this, because you are. And when you come out the other side, you won't just be stronger. You'll be unbreakable. I remember a time when everything around me felt like it was falling apart. You know those nights when it's so silent that your own thoughts start screaming at you? That was my reality. I wasn't on top. I wasn't respected. I wasn't celebrated. I was dismissed, laughed at, forgotten. People who used to pretend they cared disappeared the moment I had nothing left to give them. And that's when I learned the first brutal truth of this world. You are only as respected as your results. Nobody cares about your pain until you turn it into power. And in that lonely space where all you have is the sound of your heartbeat and the weight of your failures, that's where resilience is born. There was a point I had to ask myself a dangerous question. What if this is it? What if this is where I stay? What if it never gets better? And in that moment, I made a decision that would change my life forever. I said, no. I said, this isn't the end, it's the beginning. And I didn't say it because I felt powerful. I said it because I refused to be defeated. That's the thing about true mental toughness. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's not some Hollywood movie moment. It's quiet. It's stubborn. It's forged in private decisions that nobody sees. I didn't post about it. I didn't cry for validation. I just went to war with myself day after day until I climbed out of the pit. You know how it feels when people you once called friends see you struggling and treat you like a stranger? When every door gets slammed in your face and you still show up, not because you're optimistic, but because quitting feels like a betrayal to your own soul? That's mental resilience. When you keep walking through the storm, not because the rain has stopped, but because you made a promise to yourself that you will not drown. I didn't have fancy motivation. I didn't have a backup plan. I had pain and I had purpose. And those two things combined are more powerful than anything this world can throw at you. The world doesn't owe you comfort. It doesn't owe you understanding, but it gives you something much more valuable, resistance. And that resistance is a gift, whether you see it or not. It's the tension that builds strength. You don't become solid until you've been tested. Pressure is the price of progress. I lived that truth. Every moment I felt like breaking, every time I was one step away from collapsing, that was the universe checking to see if I deserved what I was asking for. And I had to keep showing it that I did. There's this misconception that mentally strong people don't feel pain. That's wrong. We feel it deeper. But the difference is we don't let pain paralyze us.
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? I hope everybody's having a great night, great Sunday. It's your boy Suave Flex with the Splash Brothers. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining this call today. Y'all could literally be doing anything on a Sunday, and y'all are here to learn and educate yourselves on what we've been doing here in the Discord. Not only that, what we've been doing every single Sunday, and that's basically doing a market outlook. Okay, so obviously there's a disclaimer here. The information shared in this group is for educational and informational purposes only, okay? So that's our little disclosure right here for the Splash Brothers, okay? So you guys are here to learn. And if you don't know, now you're understanding, okay? And if you've been in the group chat for a while, then you know exactly how long we've been using these key levels, these quarter levels, not only that, these golden zones, okay? And that's exactly, what we call them, me and Joe, Mr. AV over here, and as well as Bori, okay? So with that being said, again, I appreciate each and every one of you
Like
guys.
your hair. You're real pretty.
So with that, all right, we're gonna get straight into it. Okay. So man, last week was phenomenal. Okay. And I'm saying phenomenal like as in like wow. You know, gold has been on this downtrend for quite some time already. All right. We're on the 30-minute chart. I do apologize, y'all. I'm usually on the 4 hour. All right. No wonder I was looking at it like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, this is a lot of 4 hours, like doing a whole bunch of this and that. So now that we're looking at the right chart here, we see our quarter levels. Okay, quarter levels, these orange lines. If you don't know what these quarter levels are, get with the person that invited you. That way you could understand what exactly these quarter levels are. It's not that hard. You'll get it. Trust me, I was an infantryman. I was a grunt. Like, trust me, if I can understand this, anybody can do this, okay? And I'm being very, very positive about that. And I'm not saying I'm goofy, but at the same time, like I'm a hands-on learner. Once I, had my boy Joe help me really understand, because I've been trading for, almost 8 years, y'all. But like different strategies. There's a lot of different things, the way, people see the market different ways. Once Joe was like, yo, hey, this is what I'm doing, you know, very profitable like that. Okay. And it's been a hit ever since then. But again, I appreciate y'all for understanding what these quarter levels are. Thank you, babe. Um, with that, all right, let's see here. So obviously, you guys see that gold literally smacked 3,500 and then just continued on a downtrend. Okay, we haven't passed, not even 34. 25 in a long time, okay? And I see that 3250 is a great resistance area right now. All right, y'all? If you guys really look here, I'm gonna mark it up. If you really understand the markets right here, look how much times we've been touching this. One, all right, came back down. Two, came back down, retested. Boom, three. That's three times. And not only that, we see this gap right here. I don't know if y'all seen it when the market opened, this gap right here. Look at that, being closed right now. As we speak, it's being closed. Typically, when these gap closes, that's when gold likes to take off. All right, this is a retest that we could possibly be seeing. Okay, I've heard a lot of speculations of buys, and yes, that's very possible. But we want to see a great continuation up. I would say over the 3250, in my personal opinion. Okay, because look how much times this resistance has been really hitting that 3250. If we start to see bigger uptrends against that, where it starts to break 32.75 and then now we're breaking 33. Once we start breaking 33, it's over. I'm in buy momentum, okay? Now we might start seeing where, gold is going to break that 3500, and it's very possible. Okay? That goes with a lot of news right now, a lot of news, okay? And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing to where, Uganda, I think it was that they found, I think like 12 trillion dollars worth of gold, okay? Worth of gold. And, news can either bring that down or it could bring it back up. Okay? It could be to where it's like, okay, there's more gold, it devalues itself, or there's more gold, let's make it more pricier to get. Okay? And again, right now there is speculations of buys here, but we want to see that 3250 breaking close above that. Right now, we could still see some downtrends. I could see it coming back right down over here, testing these areas, okay? Testing these areas. Once we start to see breaking close below these areas right here, if I see a breaking close below this area right here, I'm gonna start speculating more sells. I'm gonna start looking for sells because if we're breaking, that means that gold is really in a downtrend momentum. Okay. Now we could also go based off these quarter levels too. Respected the heck out of the quarter level, y'all. And if you've been trading with us, you know that me and Joe love these quarter levels. And when these quarter levels hit, all you really got to do is just check the smaller time frames. That's all you got to do. That's where I really learned it right here. Like this could have been that key point of like, okay, let's go check the hour chart. Okay. I'm going to mark that right there. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to slow down. Tell me if I'm talking too fast. I did take some pre workout, just got back from the gym. So let me know if I'm talking fast, y'all. That way I could slow down. That way, you guys could really understand what exactly is going on. Okay. Because if you don't know, I want you guys to understand. Okay. Because we could be talking Chinese right now. All right. But that hour chart, let's go here. Or that circle, the little red circle right there. We're going to go to the hour chart. Look at that. Perfect. Stayed right below. Right below it closed, okay? And if we look at our 4-hour chart, let's see here. And if we're looking at our quarter level where we like to say, okay, hey, on the 4-hour chart, if it's not breaking and closing above or below that, then we're gonna look for, the next quarter level where it's gonna go, which was a downtrend in this case, okay? We seen that it stayed below that 3250, respected that resistance. It didn't break, not even strong. It just barely tapped it and then just shot down. Literally the same thing that it did. What was this right here? Thursday. Okay. And that was Thursday right after market open. And I remember that I was in a buy. I right before the market closed, I got out. I caught this whole buy right here. Caught it at like 32.06, made like $45. But right when market closed, I'm like, this thing is gonna tank. Why? Because it's been respecting the heck out of 3250 like a lot. Like, and you could see this right here. Boom. Just kept respecting it. Respecting. You could even count this. One, came back, retested. Two, came back down. Boom, 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 boom. Retested. Boom. Retested again. That's one, two, three, four. That's four touches. Respecting the heck out of this resistance. So, we're not looking for, and good thing, I talked to my brother Joe before I even got on this call. I told him exactly what the bias was. And yeah, we could speculate buys if we start seeing bigger uptrends again above that 3250 level. Okay. Right now, Market market's choppy. All right. It's Sunday. We need to wait till Tuesday. And let's be very, very disciplined on waiting till Tuesday. Trust me, I want to trade. I got a rack in my account right now. I want to trade. I got to stay focused. I'm tired of losing money. I'm pretty sure everybody's a winner here. Nobody likes to lose. A winner is just someone who can never stand a loss. That's it. And we're winners here. Okay. This is what the Splash Brothers bring. We're here to give you guys an outlook of what we could see, and right now, I'm liking this bias right now. Okay. We could see, right here to 32 and come right back up to test because I'm liking the news this week. We have some cool news, I believe. Some awesome news. Or is it next week? I think it was next week. I'm sorry, yo. Oh, unemployment claims. That's what I was looking at. And yeah, the bigger unemployment claims will be the following week. Yeah, you'll get the unemployment claims again. And then core. Oh, yeah, no, not even. Typically they do it right before, right before or after. Yeah, jolts. So yeah, this is what we're looking for right here. So then I must have been way ahead of time. So Tuesday of the beginning of the month of June, that's when we're gonna see the bigger news here. Okay. And with this kind of news, like the NFP, man, that thing can like pump gold. And I've seen it happen. I've seen, and if we really want to go back all the way in time, because history repeats itself with this market, okay? And we're just breaking all-time highs, with gold. I've seen gold. I have trades from when I was in 1918, I was at before it even touched 2000. Like imagine that. Now it's at 3500. Imagine how I feel. So, damn, that's really good. It's like a matcha creme brulee protein thing. I don't even know. Let me check the chat. Let me check the chat. See here, day 14 goes crazy. Yeah, hey, appreciate you, appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, sir. So, but getting introduced, y'all. I'm enjoying gold right now. I'm enjoying gold and how it's moving and how, the Splash Brothers are really coming together and, figuring out because we can only predict the market. We can only show y'all what we think could possibly happen and speculate. We're here. We're educating ourselves. We're all learning together. And that's why if you're in the chat, if you're in the Discord chat, drop the charts, man. Quit being scary. Like, show us what you got. Show us what we're looking for. Show us what we're teaching y'all. If you guys are been a part of this, Discord, show us that you're learning. That way we could post things in the chat. That way we could, have actual testimonies. People are winning here. And I know people are winning right here. USD JPY. I don't be really looking at the charts like that, but I do want to get into to foreign pairs. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. We can take a look at that. I don't mind. Do I even have USD? I don't even got. I got USD Chief, and I don't even know why I have USD Chief. I'm gonna delete that. GBP USD. Don't even trade that. Like I don't even trade Nasdaq. I work for Wells Fargo right now, and I marked this up. Shit, I could tell y'all right now, buy Wells Fargo stock. Or I'll wait for it to plummet, honestly. But getting back to gold, man. Let me talk about gold. I'm getting off track right here, y'all. I'm really looking at the bigger picture for gold. All right, that's what I've been trading. That's what I love. All right, yeah. I'm gonna tell you why. Let's see. Nah, man. Throw it in the chat. If you're in the Discord, throw it in the chat. I don't mind. I mean, I'm pretty sure Joe don't mind as well. Throw it in the chat. Tell us what you see. How about that? You tell us what you see, why you see it. Maybe we could learn something from you. Everybody's always a learner, bro. You could always learn something. Always a student, right? Always a student, man. But again, y'all, look at this right here. If you see this, like, look at these quarter levels, respecting the heck out of these quarter levels, man. And I like how this gap right here is being closed. We could see it, touch 3,200 and come right back up to that 3,250 because it likes that area. It likes something up here. And if we start to see those break and closes above that 3,250, then we're seeing bigger buys, okay? This is, you know, I'm giving y'all an outlook. This is what I want to see, okay? This is definitely what I want to see, okay? I want to see this right here. But again, I can only give y'all a prediction of what the market could possibly be looking like right here. And if you're not in the chat, XAU USD is locked. I know y'all could see that right here. If you want to learn how to get into that, please hit up either Joe AV, Bori, or myself, Mr. Suave Flex. All right. But right here, this is essentially what we want to see. Okay. Now, if we start to see breaking closes above that 32, we're going to probably see it come back right down to that 31.50. If we start to see break below that, yo, obvious, like it's common sense at that point. Okay. That means that gold does not want to come right back up to anything. It wants to keep coming down, wipe out everybody. I mean, let's be for real. Like gold just took off out of nowhere. Like out of nowhere. You know, if we really go back to the day chart, like I remember when gold was right here, 29. I'm over here marking it way over here. Like I had all these the same thing. Look, the same thing that it's doing right now with that 3150 area. It keeps respecting that. Like look how it was respecting it over here, tanked a little bit, consolidated, and then it just took off. Gave one last little touch right here, 29. Like I'd be shook if it came down here because look at this. You could see that, head and shoulder. I mean, not head and shoulders. I'm sorry, that, M formation really comes down here and it comes right all the way back up. But that'd be crazy. That'd be it's like something would really have to happen with gold for that to happen. But if it starts to break below 3,200, I'm looking for sells. Okay. So I can mark that up right now. I'm going to go ahead and send that into the chat. All right. 3,200 break below, we're starting to see sells. But again, you want to see that quarter level close. Okay. You guys want to see that breaking close right below that, 3,200 level. You see that breaking close, just like how we see it right here in this area. Then you're going to want to see those sells. Okay, y'all? Let's just be for real. Let's be for real. All right. But again, I do appreciate y'all for joining this call today, man, because it's Sunday, Sunday night, 9:22 p.m. Just got back from the gym. I'm off the pre-workout right now. Got this protein matcha right now. Shout out to wifey. But this is what I would want to see, all right, y'all? For my sell. My sell prediction, okay? And again, you already seen the buy, you already seen the sell. These are the Splash Bros market outlooks right here. Hey, this call is being recorded. We're calling it right now. Okay. I gave y'all two ways of what could happen for this whole outlook. And again, that doesn't have to happen tomorrow or Tuesday. It could play out in this whole area right here and then continue up, or it could play out in this area and then continue down. That's why we're market, analysts. We're just looking. We're waiting for that right move. Because all we essentially need, if you do what, 250 pips, quarter level to quarter level, like if you would have caught it from right here, just okay, oh snap, I'm looking at the market. Again, it's very risky to trade Sundays because that thing could have just shot up to 3,300. And now you're thinking like, oh, it's gonna do this, what it did last week. Oh yeah. And then now you're stuck. But also that's also if you're not trading with a stop loss as well. Okay. Oh, my son in the background screaming. But look, y'all, let me see. Let me check the chat before I close. My fault. I wasn't looking at the chat. My fault, yo. My fault. I'm gonna tell you what. CJ with the gems continue keeping my eye up. My fault. Oh man, y'all talking about quotes, man. Let's all read some books. All right, but I appreciate y'all. That's going to be my market outlook. I don't want to be, I don't want to take everybody's time right now. So 9:24, we're ending this call. I appreciate you guys for joining. All right, this call will be recorded. It is recorded right now. All right. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please, reach out to either me, Joe, or anybody. All right, man. Much love to everybody. I appreciate you guys and thank you guys for joining the call. Let's run it. Splash Brothers. It's your boy Suave Flex. Let's get it.